Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of Ethereum, not just the cryptocurrency, but the technology that could quietly reshape our entire digital future. You've probably heard about Bitcoin, the digital gold, right? But here's the thing. While Bitcoin made people millionaires, Ethereum is building a world where money, contracts, apps, and ownership all live on one powerful network. It's a network that doesn't sleep, doesn't lie, and doesn't need permission. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, because over the next 10 minutes, we breaking down how Ethereum went from an idea on a teenager's laptop to the backbone of Web3, and why the next few years might just be its biggest moment yet. This isn't just about crypto, it's about the internet of tomorrow. Let's rewind to 2013. In a small apartment in Toronto, a young programmer named Vitalik Buterin was frustrated. He loved Bitcoin. He even wrote for Bitcoin magazine, but he saw a problem. Bitcoin was powerful, yes, but limited. It could transfer value, but it couldn't think. Vitalik imagined something different, a blockchain that could do things automatically. No middlemen, no lawyers, no servers, just code that runs exactly as written. And that idea? It became Ethereum. By 2015, Vitalik and a small team, including Gavin Wood, Joseph Lubin, and others, launched Ethereum to the world. It wasn't about replacing money. It was about replacing trust. Instead of relying on banks or corporations to enforce rules, you could rely on code that was transparent, fair, and unstoppable. This was a revolutionary concept, and it laid the groundwork for everything that came next. Ethereum's genius lies in something called smart contracts. Think of them like digital vending machines. You put in the right code or crypto and boom, it executes automatically. No human approval, no third party. You could create a loan, a game, even a company, all built on code that nobody can change. This is what makes Ethereum a world computer. It's a platform where developers can build decentralized applications, or DApps, that run without any central authority. That's how Ethereum became the home of DeFi, decentralized finance, and NFTs, the non-fungible tokens that rocked the internet a few years ago. Remember when digital art started selling for millions? That was Ethereum's magic in action, proving that unique digital ownership was possible. But here's the real story. NFTs were just the flashy beginning. The real revolution is what happens next. When governments, banks, and corporations start using Ethereum's tech under the hood, quietly powering the future. We're talking about everything from supply chain management to digital identity and voting systems. But Ethereum didn't rise without pain. As millions started using it, the network slowed down. Transaction fees, also known as gas fees, shot up. People started complaining, why should I pay $50 just to send a transaction? The network was becoming a victim of its own success. That's when competitors like Solana, Cardano, and Avalanche stepped in, promising faster, cheaper alternatives. The crypto world was buzzing. Was Ethereum's reign over? But here's what most people missed. Ethereum wasn't sleeping. Behind the scenes, the developers were working on something huge, the merge, a monumental shift from proof of work to proof of stake. This wasn't just an upgrade, it was like replacing an airplane's engine mid-flight, while flying. It was one of the most ambitious software updates in history, and the entire crypto world held its breath. And it worked. When Ethereum transitioned to proof of stake in September 2022, it cut its energy use by over 99%. That's right. What once required the power of small countries now runs with the efficiency of a single office building. This wasn't just great for the planet. It made Ethereum the first major eco-friendly blockchain, silencing one of its biggest criticisms. It also set the stage for staking, a system where everyday users can lock their ETH and help secure the network, earning rewards similar to digital interest. The merge proved one thing. Ethereum isn't just surviving, it's evolving. It showed the community's incredible ability to coordinate and execute on a massive scale. So, what's next for Ethereum? The journey is far from over. The developers are now focused on a series of upgrades designed to make the network even faster, cheaper, and more scalable. They're using something called roll-ups and Layer 2 solutions, which are like express lanes built on top of the main Ethereum highway. These technologies allow thousands of transactions to be bundled together and processed for a fraction of the cost, making Ethereum accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy. The goal is to handle a global scale of activity, from a billion people playing blockchain games to trillions of dollars flowing through decentralized financial markets. Ethereum's future isn't about being just one chain. It's about being the foundational security layer for an entire ecosystem of interconnected blockchains. Now let's get real for a moment. With all this potential, there are still risks. The technology is complex, the regulations are uncertain, and the crypto markets are notoriously volatile. Scams and hacks are a real threat, and it's crucial to do your own research and never invest more than you're willing to lose. This space is still in its early days, like the internet in the 1990s, full of promise, but also full of pitfalls. Always be careful and prioritize the security of your assets. So, is Ethereum the future? It's hard to say for certain, but it has the strongest community, the most developers, and a proven track record of overcoming massive challenges. It's not just a cryptocurrency, it's a decentralized global computer that's enabling a new generation of the internet, Web3. From DeFi and NFTs to DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, Ethereum is at the heart of it all. It's building the rails for a more open, transparent, and user-owned digital world. The story of Ethereum is a testament to the power of a bold idea and a dedicated community. It's a story of constant innovation, of overcoming setbacks, and of building a future that puts power back into the hands of the individual. The next few years will be critical, but one thing is clear. Ethereum is here to stay, and it's quietly building the future, one block at a time. Across the United States, Ethereum started catching the eye of some very big players. It wasn't just hobbyists anymore. In Silicon Valley, the heart of global tech innovation, startups began building their entire businesses on Ethereum. Think about that. These are companies with millions in funding betting their future on this platform. But it wasn't just the disruptors. Even the giants of traditional finance like JP Morgan started getting curious. They began testing private versions of Ethereum networks, looking for ways to make their own systems more efficient and secure. This was a huge validation. The institutions that once dismissed crypto were now quietly experimenting with its core technology. And it goes beyond tech and finance. Major US cities started exploring how Ethereum could fundamentally change how they operate. Imagine a city where your digital identity is secure and under your control, or where public spending is completely transparent because it's recorded on a public ledger. That's the promise of smart governance. In Austin, Texas, a city known for its forward-thinking culture, developers are already building systems on Ethereum to increase public data transparency. In New York, the global hub of art and culture, galleries are accepting Ethereum payments for NFTs, revolutionizing art ownership. And out in Los Angeles, movie studios are experimenting with Ethereum-based smart contracts to pay creators automatically the second their work gets streamed. This isn't some distant future anymore. It's happening right now, quietly, all around us. This brings us to a much bigger idea, the Web3 revolution. You see, Ethereum isn't just a coin or an investment. It's the foundational layer of Web3, a new version of the internet that's designed to put power back into the hands of users. Let me break that down. In the internet we use today, Web 2, huge corporations own your data. Facebook, Google, Twitter, they control your digital identity and monetize it. In Web 3, you own your data. It's stored in your personal crypto wallet, and you decide who gets access to it. Think about your money. Right now, banks and financial institutions control your access to it. They can freeze your account, charge high fees, and dictate the terms. In Web 3, your wallet is your bank. You have full custody of your funds, and no one can stop you from sending or receiving value. And what about creators? On platforms like YouTube or Spotify, a central company decides who gets monetized and takes a significant cut of the revenue. In the Web3 world built on Ethereum, creators can earn directly from their fans through smart contracts. No middlemen, no arbitrary rule changes, no massive fees. Just a direct connection between the creator and their community. This is the kind of digital democracy that Vitalik Buterin imagined over a decade ago when he first wrote the Ethereum white paper. It's an internet built on fairness, transparency, and user ownership. And after years of development and experimentation, it's finally starting to become real. Of course, the road ahead isn't perfectly smooth. Ethereum still faces challenges. If you've ever tried to make a transaction during peak times, you know it can get expensive. The network can also feel slower compared to some of its newer rivals. These are legitimate growing pains. But here's the brilliant part. The developers have a plan. It's called Layer 2 solutions. Think of them like highways built above a busy city. The main Ethereum blockchain is the city, secure, robust, but sometimes congested. Layer 2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, and Base are the expressways. They process thousands of transactions faster and for a fraction of the cost, and then they settle the final results back down onto the main, secure Ethereum blockchain. This approach gives you the best of both worlds, the speed and low cost of a new network, combined with the battle-tested security of Ethereum. It's a genius solution that allows Ethereum to scale to meet global demand. And major US companies are taking notice. Coinbase launched its own Layer 2, Base. PayPal is integrating these technologies to make crypto payments cheaper and more accessible. If you start paying close attention, you'll see that almost every major tech trend happening right now, whether it's AI, the future of gaming, or digital identity, is somehow connecting back to Ethereum's ecosystem. It's becoming the universal settlement layer for digital value. So where is all of this headed? What does the future hold for Ethereum? According to many industry analysts, the years from 2025 to 2030 will be Ethereum's defining decade. We are entering an era of tokenization, where real-world assets, from real estate and stocks to art and music royalties, will be represented as digital tokens on a blockchain. And which blockchain is best positioned to become the invisible backbone of this new internet economy? The one with the most developers, the most users, and the most secure network, Ethereum. But here's the real truth. Ethereum's ultimate power isn't just in its technology, as groundbreaking as it is. It's in its community. Millions of developers, creators, artists, and dreamers from California to New York and all across the globe are united by a shared vision. They are building a new digital world where trust isn't just a word you say, it's code that you can verify. As we move into that future, one question remains. Will you just watch this revolution from the sidelines, or will you be a part of it? Because the blockchain era isn't coming anymore, it's already here, and its name is Ethereum. If you found this video valuable and it helped you understand the future of crypto, make sure to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of blockchain, finance, and technology. Remember, this isn't financial advice. It's a look into where the world is headed. And trust me, you'll want to be ready when Ethereum leads the next big leap. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.